You know what movie I like? Predator. Predator was a great movie, but as it went with many successful movies in the 80s, there had to be a Nintendo game, which unfortunately is so far from being accurate to the movie, it's almost laughable, even for LJN standards. So when you boot up a game, you get your text screen, and we get a relatively nice animated intro. But what is this ship? Is this a Predator ship? This looks like a freaking Romulan warbird from Star Trek. And he went down in a saucer. Well, those issues are least of our problems. So you see Arnold, who doesn't really look that bad actually, for being pixelated 8-bit. The hunt will soon begun. Yay! And we see the Predator. Also not too bad. Looks promising so far for a Nintendo game. And you get to the menu screen. You boot the bitch up, and first off, you get this retelling of a story of what happened in the beginning throughout the entire movie. So yeah, if you have not seen the movie, this kind of spoils it for you. So this takes place roughly just after Sheffer got separated from his team, and now it's just him and the Predator, right? So actually, I kind of like this animated intro, though it goes on and on and on, and instead of just telling us, get that creature. Anyway, you start the game, and what do you see? A pink Arnold Schwarzenegger. What the fuck? I mean, seriously, how can you make Arnold look this bad? He doesn't look like this on the cover. He never looked like this. When did he? When was he purple? And where's my fucking gun? Instead, you can throw grenades all over the place, which I found down here. Handy, I guess. But guess what? I'm stuck. I can't get out of here. This is so stupid. They give me grenades, and yeah, I tried to blow up those blocks, and it doesn't work. You can blow a tiny hole, and that's it. So anyway, after that disaster, I obviously did something else. I went over it, and that actually works. Oh, and by the way, why am I punching the shit out of giant scorpions here? Actually, I'm trying to hit them. You can't. They're too short to hit. You gotta jump up and then somehow try to hit them in midair. It's really hard to pull off. Oh, and yeah, the soldiers. Weren't they already dead at this point? It doesn't make any logical sense. So your basic goal is simply to reach the end of a level. Sounds relatively easy. But unfortunately, this game's jumping controls are among the worst I've ever seen. You would think jumping on a rock is relatively easy, but in this game it's a pain in the ass. So anyway, you try to reach the exit, avoiding more scorpions, and here you go. First stage completed. Wow, do I feel proud. In the second stage you get more of the same. But this time, pits! Lots of pits! Also, what is it with the choice of enemies in this game? You have living stones that move around randomly. Huh? And giant scorpions. I know there was a scorpion in the movie, but first of all, it wasn't that big, and secondly, it was just one. Here, the entire jungle's infested with them. And all these soldiers, didn't Arnie and his troops kill them at the beginning of the movie? This enemy roster is just so typically for LJN. Look at the movie, take anything you see, put it in the game. Does it make sense? No. But it's fun. Not! Also, listen to the music. Does this sound anything like any music from a movie? No, but it should, because this thing had the license. Even the theme song isn't here. What the hell? Also, there's this part where you have to sort of like punch your way through a block because you can jump on it. That is one of the weirdest glitches I've ever seen. And it can get you killed. At this point, you're probably just asking yourself, when the fuck do I get a gun? And where the hell are we, anyway? Is this some underwater cave, or what is this supposed to be? I can tell what it is. And, jeez, what are these things? Ghosts? And blobs and shit? Seriously? Oh, and you fall through the ground. You gotta love that. This game is so broken. No, seriously, where the hell are we? I can't tell what this is. It's definitely not from Predator, and wow. Fire-spitting plants. Haven't seen that since Super Mario Brothers. So you finally get a gun and it shoots lasers. That makes sense. And I fall through the ground. Fuck this game. So what can you say about this game? It just sucks. It is LJN's movie adaptations at its worst. You have horrible graphics, even for the NES. You have really bad controls, especially when jumping in this one. Falling through the floor bullshit. You have enemies that make no sense, that are either just copied from a movie for unknown reasons, or they're just invented. I mean, ghosts, moving stones, and blobs, and... Seriously, this is not Predator. It's so far from it. And yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't show you the Predator. It's just that I didn't even feel like playing until there, because he just won't show up, and I heard you fight him several times in this game, so they were even too lazy to give us a good boss. Instead, we fight the same boss over and over and over again, and that's not my imagination of a fun and challenging boss. So, this game is just horrible, even for NES standards. I'd say pass it, no matter how much of a hardcore Predator fan you are. If you're a collector, fine, pick it up, just don't play it, unless you're really so curious. I mean, this is not the worst NES game out there. That title still belongs to Action 52, which maybe I eventually gotta do. Oh, God help me. But, my God, this is really not the best game I've ever played. Actually, it's pretty bad. And who the hell thought that it was cool to make Arnold pink?